My name is Dewayne Hopson. I just recently turned 35, so that had me thinking, hey, let me make a video to help other people out on what I learned in my late 20s and early 30s being a lawyer, and what advice I give to future lawyers who want to be a lawyer in the future from a now experienced lawyer who's 35 years old. All right, let's get straight to it. One that I learned from being a young lawyer, and this is one I'm still working on now. And so, when you first become a lawyer, being a lawyer is really tough, and it takes a lot of work, and you're really proud of that work. But you realize that you don't know anything day-to-day practice-wise. You got all the legal knowledge, but you don't know anything day-to-day practice-wise. So my first tip is, when you just become a lawyer, just pass the bar, actually take some time and learn the I'm in Mississippi, learn the rules of civil procedure in your state, and go watch a few trials, a few hearings, so you can learn how to maneuver and operate. That's if you didn't do like mock court stuff in law school. But go watch some hearings and learn the rules of civil procedure. The rules of civil procedure, you need to know those like the Bible. I'm in practice law for 8 years, and things that I should know, the rules of civil procedure, are very important. It still trips me up till today sometimes. Learn those rules and go learn proper court etiquette. Tip number 2, don't be afraid to ask for help. Some of the attorneys out there might not have time to help you, but some, hey, they're happy to help. Like, reach out, and when you're stuck with something, even ask some of your friends, what you think about this, or do you even want to associate on this? One thing I still struggle with learning now as an experienced attorney, it's okay, it's even encouraged to associate people on cases to help you with these cases. If you're trying to do everything by yourself in a major case, you have a higher chance of, not getting a good outcome. But you work with a team, other lawyers, other assistants, call them your friends, see what they did in this situation. It helps so much. So number 2, don't be afraid to ask for help. You are actually doing your client better justice when you're asking for help for your case or collaborating with other lawyers in your case. I work with my father, and one of the biggest things he recently told me, like, man, think about those big cases you see on TV. They don't just have one lawyer, they have multiple lawyers. So that's another lesson I'm still getting through my mind to this day. Don't be afraid to associate cases, and don't be afraid to ask for help, whether it's with your staff, extra staff in your firm, or either other lawyers. All right. Number 3, this is for new lawyers who start their own firm. It's okay, once you get established, be more selective with your cases. Like, the first year you're out, you might take any case you can just to get some revenue going for yourself. But year 4, 5, 6, once you start to get constant people who want to hire you, you limit the number of cases you take and limit the type of cases you take. Because you start taking every single type of case, you risk the chance of not being great in one area. I'm not saying you have to stick to one type of case. I'm saying just pick your niches, 3, 4 types of law. Some people do one type of law, but don't do 10. If you do 10, you do a name change one day, the next day you're doing, wheels. That's cool a few times, but wait till what have you start getting a bunch of name changes, a bunch of these types, you kind of fall out of routines, and the thing you do the least is going to fly to the back to the thing behind the thing you do the most. So once you get established, if you practice by yourself and even a family law firm like I am, niche down. Don't stop taking certain types of cases. Like, I don't take no more criminal cases, and I'm trying to wrap up my divorce case. I'm about to stop taking divorces. And I'm niching down. And that way you can focus more and you can have more experience towards these one area of cases. So that's number 3. Number 4, now that you have niched down and limited the types of cases you're taking, Now you can focus more on your cases in front of you. Start prepping earlier. Tip number 4 is start prepping earlier for your case. You better go deeper. Now you got less cases least down. Go deeper in your case, and by prepping as soon as you get it, start prepping that case for trial. Start prepping for trial. Even if things don't settle, just start prepping for trial. Start sending out those subpoenas earlier requested documents. That's tip number 4. Prep your case earlier. Tip number 5, one of the reasons why I made these videos. If you are in a small law firm or a family law firm practicing for yourself, when I say family law, I mean like a family business, like I'm in with my father. Nobody really knows you. You're starting out. You have to market. You have to get your name out there. Your friends and classmates are gonna come to you. Some of them not gonna come to you. But they're gonna come to you, and those gonna be your clients first. But to get other types of clients, you gotta get yourself out there. Even if you reach your client first, if they don't know who you are, like you got a big car accident case, I went in the middle of the night to go meet this guy in the middle of the country, sign him up, but next day he terminated me because he really just didn't know who I was. And more known lawyers came after him after I had, and it's technically they're not supposed to after he signed up, but they got to him and he terminated me just because he didn't know who I was. Number 5, you got to get your name out there. You got to get your name out there. And once you get the client, you got to do good business. You got to do a good job for them. That's number 5. Market, get your name out there. All right, and my last tip, and this is going to sound kind of corny, but I truly believe this. Man, whatever you're doing in life, whether you think about being a lawyer, whatever you're doing, you got to shoot high. You got to shoot high. You got to dream big. You got to aim for the highs, you know. The reason why I say that is like that another corny quote, you know, shoot for the stars. So if you fall, it wasn't shoot for the moon, you feel you land on stars. I truly believe that because try to become the best lawyer you can, the best lawyer. That way, if you fail, you're a good lawyer, a great lawyer. Don't just be like, I'm gonna be a great lawyer. No, aim to shoot to become the best lawyer you can, or the best person in your field you can, or the best person in your field. So if you mess up or don't reach your goal, you're still a great lawyer or a good lawyer. You know, I feel if I just shoot to be a good lawyer, then I'm gonna be a terrible lawyer. Your mind frame's got it. I'm gonna be the best, and that way, once, you know, if something happens and something goes negative, then, you know, like, oh, it wasn't a great trial, but he still did a good job. But I feel like you just try to focus on doing a good job. You're like, oh, it's a terrible trial, terrible. Have high standards for yourself in your law practice. Every case gets the same treatment. Aim to give every case the treatment it deserves, and then have high standards for your case, and aim to be the best in your case, because that way if you slip up, you will, you know, instead of doing the best job like you aim to do, you really just did a good job. You know, you aim to do the best job or a great job. But you just aim to do a good job, man, you gonna do terrible. If things go left, you gonna do terrible, and you gonna feel so bad at the end of the day, it's gonna be the worst day ever. But when you aim to do a great job or the best job and you mess up, it's just gonna be like, okay, I did good, but I messed this up. So aim for the top. Aim to be the best lawyer. You know, aim to be the best what you're doing. So when you mess up, you know, you just end up still did a good job. Okay, I know I say the same thing 1,000 times, but I just really truly believe that, and that's what I'm gonna leave you guys with. Also, I don't recommend you drive and shoot a YouTube video. I don't recommend that at all. I might actually reshoot this, but I have to meet with some very important people at the courthouse in 30 minutes, so I don't want to be late for that. All right, thank you guys. Appreciate you guys watching this video, and I will see you guys on the next one.